let the chaos begin. You're listening to Fools Rushing, where the passion and the chaos wins. With a town pride loud within, this is where the game and fun begin. You're listening to Fools Rushing, where the passion and the chaos wins. With a town pride loud within, this is where the game and fun begin. Grab a seat, grab a drink, let the chaos begin. Grab a seat, grab a drink, let the chaos begin. Grab a seat, grab a drink, let the chaos begin. Grab a seat, grab a drink, let the chaos begin. You're listening to Fools Rushing, where the passion and the chaos wins. With a town pride now within, this is where the game and fun begin. You're listening to Fools Rushing, where the passion and the chaos wins. With a town pride now within, this is where the game and fun begin.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to Fools Rush In on a night that promises to be nothing short of carnage. Yes, we have a dear friend of the show on to guest for the first, I don't know how long he's willing to stay for, but we have one Fool's favourite who is feeling particularly impassioned today. He has a lot to say and not a lot of time to say it. So we want to unleash him onto you as quick as possible. And we also have one of the ever dependable fools who nearly ended the stream during the intro because I flashed up a comment. Yes, he really should just leave me to the buttons. As always, wherever you are watching in the world, we are live currently on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X. So please do get involved in all of tonight's discussions. Send questions, send comments. We can get your name flashed up on the screen and we can talk about what you have to say on all of tonight's discussion points, including tonight's intro question, which is simply thus: there is no Wazza tonight as he is getting mentally ready for the greatest show on turf. Yes, Cheltenham Races is back. And despite everything that is good about Cheltenham, of which I'm sure there is plenty, having only been there twice in my life, it is synonymous with racing. So what I'd like to know from you and from tonight's panel is somewhere that, despite all of its good stuff, is synonymous with something. Now, I know that's open to interpretation, but that's what makes these intro questions fun. You know, you could go very simplistic and say that Melton Mowbray is known for the pork pie, but that's a bit boring. Come up with something more original. So like Cheltenham and the races, it just goes together hand in hand. What is a place and something that go together. Let's start by getting on tonight's panel. And that man who I said was full of passion tonight, he has a lot to say. Evening, Mark.
Evening, Fifey. How we doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Enjoyed the football at the weekend, as always.
Yes. You were particularly pleased with the viewing. I know.
No, not really. But we'll get into that rather than tie everybody else up. Otherwise, we'll be here all evening.
Absolutely. Although we do need to fill a bit of time, apparently, because said fool who tried to end the stream is now wanting to sit in the lobby and do some live admin instead of actually coming on and talking for a bit. So we can out him for that while we enjoy the intro questions.
Yes. Okay.
So Cheltenham and races, as I say, go hand in hand. So what is somewhere else and something else that go hand in hand in your mind? While you have a quick think, James is here. Evening, James. You all right, mate?
Yeah. Well, the obvious one. I was going to say Kendal mint cake, having been up to the Lake District in recent times and experienced that, and it's very disappointing, unfortunately. But Gloucester's fairly synonymous with the cheese rolling. And that's something that always comes up, and it always makes the local news. And I find it incredibly strange that people would want to hurl themselves down the hill at great risk of serious injury, as often occurs.
Well,
but yes, it's a very strange pastime.
You say this. So approximately 20 minutes from my house, there's a little village in Warwickshire called Aviston. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Aviston at all.
I know the name,
but
yeah.
It has this annual tradition which always makes news, and I never understand it. And basically, they're all trying. Is it kind of like a dodgeball game, but like the whole town gets involved, and they are beating the crap out of each other. I just don't understand. It is the most bizarre thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's other places that have like shin kicking competitions and things like that.
Yes.
It's just like, it's just like, really, I couldn't think of anything more painful.
Is there not somewhere near Cheltenham that does one of those sort of things every summer? Because we've suggested we're going to send a Fools team up there to do the rolling down the hill and the shin kicking and stuff. Because the size of some of our guys, the rest of the area are in trouble.
Yeah, my wife knows the name of the place in the event. We've seen it, and we'll have on a couple of occasions toyed with the idea of going up there and having a look, but we've never actually got around to it yet. But yeah, it's some weird traditional events that we love to hold in this in this fair country, shall we say?
I was going to say, we are a weird country, aren't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, Morris dancing appears to have died out in recent years, and apparently it's one of the things that we're renowned for. People think of when they talk about us in England specifically. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see much of the maypole dancing, and unless it still happens in local villages, etc. around. But when I was a kid, certainly growing up, there was always a big thing about May Day.
I'm sure there's maypole dancers in Hinckley. I'm sure there are.
Probably they're probably everywhere. It's just but it just doesn't seem as widespread as it used to be. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of other places or other things. I mean, Pontefract cakes and that type of thing. It's just God, I was trying to think of the Welsh heritage on our side and sort of my family side and all the like local.
Please avoid slagging off Wales tonight if you can.
I won't be slagging off. Well, with the surname of Davis, I won't be slagging off the Welsh, will I?
That would cause absolute chaos. Chaos.
No, it won't happen. It only ever happens as far as the rugby's concerned in our house, but.
We can't talk. Well, we know at the minute we can't talk about rugby because England are rubbish at that. We can't talk about cricket because England are rubbish at that. We don't really want to talk about football because Swindon are rubbish at that.
Yeah, well, we've got the World Cup to look forward to, so we'll be absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's going swimmingly, isn't it? With everything that Trump's up to, but this isn't a political broadcast either.
Hey, but look, the good news is we'll get the advertisements during the enforced water breaks now, midway through each half. Have you seen the rules for that today?
I haven't. No, I don't want to. There's enough modern nonsense that winds me up about football.
Oh, there'll be more of it. I can't wait for the World Cup rants to start in the summer.
Yes,
There will
we
be
will. We
plenty.
will carry on be streaming. By the way, if you're new to Fools Rush In, even when Swindon are finished, we carry on streaming. There will be plenty of England talk. That's for sure. Let's get our guest on, shall we? And say hello and good evening and welcome back for the first time in what seems a long time to Mr. Aaron Oakley. Evening, Aaron.
Evening. How are we?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
All good, thank you.
Good, good. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. When was it? January? December? January?
It was December, wasn't it? Because Miles was the last time you were on.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Because we still need to, or I say I still need to arrange with him to come back for phase 2. There was more we wanted to talk about, so that's something to look forward to. But for a change, we've got you flying solo. You haven't dusted off the phone book of contacts and brought a friend. It's just you today.
It is flying the flag on my own.
Absolutely. Let's do the important stuff first, and the main reason you are here is not for silly games that me and Mike can throw together in 5 minutes. It's to actually promote what is going on at the moment, and it is nearly Easter, which means Aaron Oakley Easter camps are being promoted.
Yeah, so we've had our February ones, and we did mixed camp, and we did our first girls only camp, which was really
How was
good.
that?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, good response. So yeah, basically just carrying on and trying to do more. And with it being a sort of 2-week holiday period, we can run the camps over 2 weeks. So yeah, on the girls, when we had Indy Power, who plays for Bristol City women's sort of in the academy, and she's had a few injuries, and you've probably seen my post. She's been at Reading and Chelsea, so she's got good pedigree. And she come in, she wants to get involved a little bit more. So I'm hoping to, in the future, to get her more involved.
Nice.
Yeah, just sort of a little role model for the girls to look up to, and she was brilliant. So yeah, we're excited to do some more in Easter.
Because this is something that your camps are becoming synonymous with. I mean, obviously, you and Will have worked together for a long time doing this kind of thing, and in more recent times, you've had Billy helping out as well.
Yeah. So just the way it was with me and Will, we'll still do stuff probably in the future at some point, but we both got a link with a local team, and just the way the things were working out, I won't bore you with all the details, but Will's sort of helping them out a bit more, and I've gone off a little bit on my own.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've done obviously sessions, striker schools with Billy, and we're looking to potentially do some more at some point in the near future. But yeah, it's good because I'm fairly new in terms of football in Swindon and sort of getting my name out there and stuff. And I think, yeah, overall the feedback's been good, and the way sort of my philosophy of running it, of actually doing like a training camp style, still making it fun. It's not regimented. I don't want to scare kids off, but it's the whole point of you're coming here to actually learn and try something new and develop as a player, not just get dropped off and mess around the whole day sort of thing. So proper drills, proper setup, making it fun along the way. And yeah, it's been good. I've had really good feedback, and the main thing for me is looking at how many of them return, and quite a few of them do return. So that's good.
Well, you say about the feedback here. James is in the chat. He said, my friend's son trains with Aaron Harrison. He highly recommends him. So you can't ask for much more than that. So tell us about what sessions are available over Easter then.
So we'll do I think Monday the 30th, Tuesday will be mixed camp. And then the Wednesday, the 1st of April, will be girls camp. And then the following week, we got a bank holiday Monday. So nothing then, because I'd imagine everyone will be away. And then we've got another mixed camp on the Tuesday, and then another girls camp on the Wednesday. So running 5 camps altogether in the 2 weeks.
And if you're not familiar with Aaron's coaching school, then you can find him on Facebook, on Instagram. You can even find him hidden away in the dark corners of Twitter. He is there as well. And of course, all across our socials, we share his stuff as well. So you will be able to find him either directly or through us. If you have any further questions or you'd like to book into any of these camps, please do, because again, the people that we know that have arranged sessions with Aaron, that they've enjoyed them as well. So it's well worth doing. We wouldn't have him on if it wasn't, other than the fact that he brings good quality banter and has great contacts in his book as well. What is it? I know we've kind of asked you these things before in the past, but as you continue to develop what the Aaron Oakley Coaching School looks like, what is it that continues to drive you? What's the motivation for you?
I just think because I stopped early myself, I think like I always wanted to remain involved, and like this was the next step for me to do coaching. And I just think like when you see how kids are developing, and I mean, we've said before, like I've done sessions with Billy, who's a professional, made hundreds of appearances, and that's a different style of coaching, because I still try and give him some tips, but he's been there and done it, and it's more about putting him through his paces and keeping him sharp. Whereas someone who's 7 years old, who's just started playing, they need that more detailed attention to the coaching. And I think it's when you see, I've straight away I can think of a couple off the top of my head of I have a young lad who's really nice kid, new to football. He started last January. So he's been with me for a year, doing pretty much every week, bar a few holidays here and there. And he was starting by like walking with the ball, very slow pace, which was fine. Brushing up on his skills. And then now you look at him in sessions, he's like running with the ball. And for me, like to go in the space of a year,
that
it's
progression,
little bits like that. And like I take videos and stuff, and I said to Dad, like, look, this is when he started. And he was like, oh my God, you can really see the difference. And now he's doing things at speed. And some lads, there's another young lad, he didn't even play for a team, he just played at school, and now he's gone on to sign for a team and he's playing weekly. And I think that when you get that buzz of a player who turns up, is ready to work but loves the sessions, you really sort of understand them, right, I can make an impact, and that's what keeps you motivated, I guess.
I love that. And what's great for me is, as we're able to welcome our second fall on now. Evening, Woody.
Good evening.
You okay?
You all right? Yep.
Good. You finished your admin, yeah?
I finished my admin, yeah.
Superb.
It's it appears that the coaches that are under my control at Chippenham are incapable of doing their own admin, so I've had to do it.
You do mine as well if you want.
No, you can fuck off.
But in all seriousness, what's great for me in a situation like this is I'm now on a screen with 3 coaches. You all coach at various different levels, they have various different experiences. So this is where me and the people watching get to hear this kind of stuff, motivations behind coaching, different reasons, how you get into it, why you enjoy it, what it is you're looking for. And this is why I think this kind of section would be fantastic. For example, Mark, obviously you coach yourself, and how you got into it would be for different reasons to how Aaron got into it, but your motivations and what you enjoy might be similar.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would hope so. We were just talking off cam about, or I was chuntering on off cam, I should say, about certain experiences with the egos in the game. But yeah, for me, I mean, I've always loved football. Was never particularly good at it myself, but I was fortunate enough to have people that understood my limitations around me, but enabled me to enjoy and experience the game that certain other behaviors or coaching behaviors out there, if I'd have been in the wrong group, I probably would have been binned off and fallen out of the love of the game. So my own sort of philosophy when I came into it, which was purely accidental, to be honest with you, because my eldest started probably about 7, fell in with a nice group of lads, and they started playing youth or very young football together, and their coach kind of up sticks and left midway through the season. So the opportunity presented itself 8 years or so ago for me to step in. Now, since I've come into that, I've gone on and done a few qualifications, and I love the game even more every single day. And I guess the enjoyment for me is, it's just seeing kids. It's the commitment, that when you're doing something right, when the kids want to turn up, come rain, come shine, they don't care what the weather's like. They don't care who they're playing. They're turning up for the love of the game. And they give you absolutely everything. They're prepared to try new ideas, new concepts. Now under 15s, they're very interested in the tactical side of the game, but you've still got to try and simplify that for them, because they don't need dossiers and lots of information. It's bite-sized and bite-sized pieces of information, repetition, and doing that whole thing of linking your practices into your match day. Because with the best will in the world, I only get to train them an hour a week, and then if I'm lucky, on a match day, I get a bit of time with them before the game and their warm up, speak to them at half time, and then the debrief at the end. And so the information that you provide, particularly juvenile minds, has to be concise, because you lose their attention after sort of more than sort of 60, 120 seconds, that kind of time frame. So you've got to be clear in terms of what you're doing. But most importantly, it's linking what you've been working on, or whatever topic you've been working on for however many weeks in different guises of practice, and you bring that into the match day. So it's not just about the result, which is an integral part of it. Of course, and we never question. I never question them about this, because they turn up on a Sunday and they want to win, but they understand they might not. The only thing that I ever ask of them is that you go out there and you give 100%, because if you do that, then you can't be disappointed. Okay, with all the best will in the world and all the tactics and all the formation changes that you can make, you still cannot guarantee what the result will be in a game of football. But you can control what you do and how you influence the game. So for me, seeing players express themselves, but understand that it's not just about the result, and it's not just about the ego, and the ability to want to work together and support one another and enjoy the game keeps them coming back every single week. So from my point of view, seeing them messing around a little bit before the game, having the banter, but all in the right spirits, but playing the game and getting serious and really focusing on what we've been working on, that's what I love about it. I was really disappointed this last week, because we trained on Friday night, and it was a fantastic session. Principally the ball rolling time was about 85% of the session. Very simple game, 7 versus 7, pitch divided into thirds. 2 players were locked into midfield and defence for both teams, 1 striker on each end. 1 player was allowed to roam in addition, but it was all about the cam roll. So the ball had to be played through the cam for the goal to count. So the reason why the pitch was divided into thirds was to show them the spaces, the half spaces that they needed to occupy if they were playing the cam roll, and the thoughtfulness in their play. And I've got a couple of videos I wish I could share, but can't for safeguarding purposes. But the thoughtfulness in their play was great. And then when they really started thinking about it, and the execution was there, and they understood, how they could use that space to their advantage to create chances, suddenly led to there being lots of chances being created, because we don't, we have this tendency on occasion for those wide players to move out into the forwards to separate into wide areas where they need to be playing through the middle. So it was really about using that. But taking those concepts, seeing them enjoying it, and bringing it to a match day. I can talk about it. I can enthuse about this for hours upon end. But that's what my love of coaching is all about.
you've clearly inspired Woody because he's had to go and write some of this stuff down to use in his own sessions because he'd never thought of it before. On the subject of things that have been worked on, I'm going to do something we don't typically do when you're on, Aaron, and I'm going to ask you some actual up-to-date football questions before we play stupid games with you. I would like you to use both your real-life football experience and your real-life coaching experience to kind of explain to mere mortals and like myself and fans who feel like we know everything, because yes, we might not have managed 1,000 games like Ian Holloway, but we've certainly watched just as many. We feel like we know what's going on. So my first question to you as a former professional defender is, why has the art of defending disappeared? Because I don't know how often you get to see Swindon these days, but Mark will know, and now that Woody's back, he'll tell you. I have a real bugbear, particularly this season, that I don't know the technical term, but fundamentally we're shit at defending and we keep conceding the same goal.
Yeah, it is baffling. I think when someone comes to me for one-to-one sessions and they say, "Oh, I'm a centre back," I'm just there like, yes, because everyone just wants to be a striker or a cam or whatever, or a winger, and I'd say majority of my players are attacking minded. So yeah, I think maybe the way the game is at the moment. So I think
the Pep influence.
Yeah, I think that's massive. You look at modern day football and it's more, well, this is my opinion, it's more about the team having the ball. And there seems like there's more focus on in possession rather than out of possession. And I just think the way that Man City play, like, oh, we're going to dominate with 60% possession and the other team isn't going to touch the ball. And then there's an element of, well, you're going to have to defend at some point. And then it's like when they're defending, they're trying to be like cute about things. And
yeah,
I just think there's, like, you'll probably agree, Fifey, there's a time and a place to play, and I'm all for the modern game playing out and blah blah blah. But sometimes you just need to go and munch someone.
Put it into Rosette.
Yeah, well, yeah, very cliche, but if it's around your area, get rid of it if it needs to be. But now players are trying
100%.
They're trying things like little body feints to try and get away, and they get caught on the ball, and it happens.
Foyth turns in their own penalty area.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a sticky one because I was known for trying to do a Cruyff turn past the strikers. That was sort of my little speciality, but I didn't do it all the time. But every now and then, I'd try a little Cruyff turn. But I also knew that if it was around my box and I mess up, then generally it's going to be a goal, and I don't want that against my name or for my team. So I just think, yeah, it's very much in possession based now and what we do with the ball. But yeah, I'm a firm believer, and I say to people who come to me, like, we'll do sessions and I'll say, if that ball's in the air, you go and win it, and as long as it's away from your goal, they can't score. Like, sounds so simple, but
yeah,
you foot through it.
Football is a simple game when you pull it back like that, really.
Simple game made difficult by players. That's what it's. One team scores in that goal, the other team scores there, but it's made difficult by players. So yeah, there's a time and a place, and bring back getting it into Rosette sometimes.
Well, just see the chat. Mike said Rosette is there for a reason. Jamie's watching on X, said Rosette, where Alan Reeves' clearances had a season ticket. What else have we got? Mike's got a question. I'm going to come back to Mike's question in a second, actually. James makes a valid point. All the academies team teach passing out from the back two. It's drummed into them non-stop. Yeah, that's the kind of Pep influence. And obviously we know that England academies are doing this up and down the nation now. But I just want to touch on something you said, because I'd never really considered this before. But given your experience as a defender, when it comes to coaching somebody, is it easier to coach a fellow defender because you know what to do? Or is it easier to teach, say, an attack-minded player because you know as a defender what you don't like?
Yeah, it's a good question. Bit both, really. Like I'll always give my personal experiences. So I'll say like, well, when I come up against this player, like I wasn't the quickest. I used to struggle with the smaller players, and I remember we played Germany for Wales in a friendly over there, and they had a player called Sami Jasil who'd just been bought for $1 million by Liverpool from Bayer Leverkusen.
Okay.
And to look at, he's just small, slight frame, but like his movement off the ball, and like I didn't know where he was. We only lost 3-1 somehow, and we actually went 1-0 up. But I use examples like that, and I say like it's a bit of both because I've done it myself, so I can give them ideas in certain situations, but then also, yeah, I've come up against that, and how did I deal with that? Oh, I tried this. If they were smaller, I tried to be physically stronger than them, or if their movement was good, like that Sami Jasil, maybe I'd drop off a bit and give myself a couple of yards just to try and anticipate what's going to happen. But yeah, I suppose it's a bit of both. This because you've played against these players, and obviously you've been a defender yourself. So yeah, try and work off both sides if you like.
I've seen the comment here from James watching on Facebook saying smashing into someone always feels good. It's obviously a dying art, as I said, out of the game. The physicality isn't quite what it was in yesteryear, shall we say? And yes, it does mean that the likes of me, Mark, and even yourself, Aaron, are now reaching that point in life where we're sounding like our dads and granddads, where the 80s were better than the 90s and the 60s were better than the 70s, and so on and so forth. But you know, and we're going to touch on this in a little bit, that if we take the second goal Swindon conceded at the weekend, I think it was Junior Hoyler, like there's so many things wrong with it for me, including the fact that the ball seemed to have about an hour trickling along the penalty area before anyone got to it. But Junior Hoyler, who is an experienced pro within this team, yes, okay, he's not a big, rough and tough defender, say, but he's sort of made an attempt to get back at the ball. And then as soon as the Crawley player has got there, he has made absolutely no attempt to engage, because players, for want of a better phrase, seem more scared or timid or just they don't like the physicality like they might have done 10, 15 years ago. Is that fair, Aaron?
Yeah, I saw the goal, and I think sometimes it's just a bit of desire to get there. You can talk all the tactics and stuff and what you should do in this situation and where you should be, but he's like jogging, and it's like you've literally got there, like, I don't know, put your body, like, it's almost like the other guy just wanted it a little bit more. So in those personal battles, if he, I don't know, tries to put his arm out and put his body in a little bit, might have put him off and it goes wide. I think it's just a bit of desire there. He's on his way back. He's sort of half sprinting. And then it's almost like he just sort of stops. And it's a difficult one, because you could talk about that, but then you could talk about stopping it at source, what happened before that.
Yeah.
You could talk about the cut.
Oh, don't worry, we will be.
Is someone going to go out towards him? And I don't know. It's a bit of a difficult one. I don't want to kill him too much, because he's played a lot higher than me and at a very good level. But I think just a bit of desire sometimes. And again, he's an attacking player, attack-minded player. He's not expected to get back, but this is where, like, in teams that I've coached, it's like you should be looking to prioritize like clean sheets, and like that should be first and foremost for me. Maybe a bit biased coming from a defender, but like just having that desire to get there and stop it, I think.
Again, we'll be covering this in more depth a little bit later in the show, but James has said Ripley should have saved it, in my opinion. Straight down the middle. I'm glad you said that, James, because I merely suggested in the Fools chat yesterday that Ripley had an element of blame, and well, even Rich was defending him. And I started to think maybe I don't know anything about football, because if Rich is defending Ripley, then I know there's a problem. But we will certainly come back to that. Just on the wider subject, I find this all fascinating when we get someone of experience come on to be able to ask these questions. It's very, very difficult, and I appreciate it's very difficult to say compare eras. But I hear the one thing that I hear a lot of in modern sort of football discussion is people ranking players throughout, you know, and you see like best 20 centre backs in the Premier League, that kind of thing. And while I understand people's perspective on it and everyone's opinion is going to be different, I see so many people kind of ranking the likes of Van Dijk 4th or 5th on the list. I look at it that if you stick him back 10 years in that era, then he's getting, you know, he's not up against the likes of your Drogbas, your Torreses, your Henrys. So, you know, the strikers of today aren't the strikers of yesteryear either. Do you feel when you look around, not just Swindon, but when you're looking at football generally, are there still properly good defenders about?
Yeah, I think they are. Just think the game's changed, so they've just adapted to the current style. And I kind of agree with you. Like, would Van Dijk be able to do it against some of those strikers back in the day? And it was. You could argue maybe yes, because he is class. I mean, I really like him, and I am a Liverpool fan.
So biased then.
But it's it's a difficult one because like I love John Stones, and he is like a modern day defender, and he's good on the ball. And although he's not played that much, has he? But would he be able to go at it for 90 minutes with like an Alan Shearer who's going to like elbow in and rough him up? And I'm not sure, but we'll never know. So I think you've just kind of got to go along with what's happening now, and in 10 years' time it might change again. But yeah, a short answer would be yes, they're still top class defenders, but it's just a different style now. Back in the day, well, 4-4-2, wasn't it? Get it up there, kick it long. Your centre backs were 6'3", your striker was 6'3". Now it's all changed, and we've got like the cam roles become massive, and we've got, shall we play with 2 number 10s or 1 number? And like, if anything, it's overcomplicated it. But yeah, it's just a different era. I don't think you can compare. I think you just got to look at it as, right, that was then and this is now.
The flip side to the question, I suppose, we're seeing the phrase that media outlets are liking to use is coming back into fashion. We're seeing long throw-ins, we're seeing teams doing set pieces, we're seeing that kind of thing. Do you think in this era where fans seem to get frustrated that the slightest touch players are rolling over, throwing themselves to the floor, engaging contact is the buzzword they're using as well. Do you think there will be a return to fashion of a no-nonsense defender, someone whose first instinct is head it clear, get it clear, put the tackle in, passing the ball is a secondary nature?
As long as Sean Dyche is still about, then I think, yeah. Because he won't have any nonsense, will he? But like, he is old school, and I think you'll get players who maybe aren't like John Stones, good on the ball, and they just want to be a defender, and they just want to head it, kick it, and I guess it depends on who your manager is, what style of play you have. If you're playing for Sean Dyche, if you're a Burnley or something like that, and he would absolutely love that. So you'd fit in. But then if you went to Man City and did that, then that's not what they're after. So I think, yeah, there'll still be out and out defenders and people who just want to do the basics really well, head it, kick it, defend the goal. But again, it just depends on who they're playing for, what style, how football will change in the next couple of years again, probably. So, but
Next cycle.
yeah, I mean, especially in like the lower league, sort of below the championship, it does become a little bit more of a battle in each game there, from what I've seen, like watching Swindon and like even non-league. So, yeah.
From what you have seen over the last 6 months or so, I mean, League Two is mental. We're saying it. I mean, I've been going absolutely spare that we've picked up 5 points from the last 5 games. Yet, despite that, we're still only, 2 points off automatic promotion. I mean, you've been around dressing rooms. You've seen promotion chases. Do you think this has Swindon's name on a top 3 finish this year, or?
I think so. I think with a manager like Ian Holloway, with all the experience, I think, yeah, I'm pretty confident they will. But yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's how can you only get 5 points and still be up there? It just shows the league is so, like, anyone could beat anyone. It's so up and down. But I think they will. I think they've got a good squad and they've got a mix of a few experienced players and some slightly younger ones as well. So yeah, I think they will. But it will be interesting running to the end of the season.
And it doesn't it. We've got 10 cup finals starting with MK Dons on Saturday, so it's all fun and games for Swindon. Can't wait to be talking about that later in the week. Elliot makes a great point here. We moan if we have defenders that can't defend but can pass. We moan when we have defenders that can defend but can't pass. Swindon. I don't think that's just a Swindon Town thing. I think that's a fan mentality thing. I mean, do you think centre back is one of those, regardless of eras, Aaron? Do you think centre back's one of those where just a really underappreciated position?
Well, I think if you ask majority of kids, they'll probably say it's the easiest position. They'll say the first thing they say is like, "Oh, you don't have to run much and not like a fullback getting up and down." And that's what everyone says, like, "Oh, it's an easy position." But I like to challenge them on that and say it's not. So yeah, I think it is a bit underrated. I think, like, yeah, okay, we don't run as much as maybe the wingers or the forwards or fullbacks, but without us, who's going to be the ones to sort of go and win that ball in the air and even start the attacks nowadays, playing out from the back? And
yeah,
I think that's a big one for me. The way football's going, generally, keeper in the 6-yard box gives it to a centre back and says, like, off you go. So you're the first port of call to try and do something, and obviously if you lose it, you're in trouble. So I think the way the game's gone now, you're under a lot of pressure because it's all possession based, and let's get the defenders close to the keeper, and yeah, on the flip side of that, when you are defending, you're pretty much the last man. So any mistake that you do make, it's usually the players in on goal. So yeah, I think it's a bit underrated. And it's, like we said earlier, it's sort of the art of defending has gone out the game a little bit. But it will come back. You'll get that old school. Like, I look at that James Tarkowski, and he's a bit of an old school player, and I think he does a really good job. And did he get an England call up? Was he in the?
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't play for England if you're not very good. So he's just a different style.
Well,
he's just like
I'm sure we could all come up with a couple of examples where that theory isn't true.
Yeah, maybe.
Jeff Thomas.
But yeah, it's underrated, I think.
It is an interesting question, actually, Woody, isn't it? Because yeah, sorry, Woody, you're going to have to contribute at some point tonight.
All right,
Because
thanks, mate.
if you listen to managers and coaches at all levels, they say that all successful teams are built on having a solid defense.
Yeah,
I know you don't subscribe. You would rather win 6-5 than win 1-0, but
yeah, yeah, it's I'd rather just win at the moment. But the yeah, and it's interesting because obviously, although I had connection issues, I was trying to listen to the debate. I thought for a while that the kind of centre back situation was going similar to the striker situation, where probably 10 years ago, probably more than that now. I think I've been saying 10 years ago for the past 10 years. But used to have that, like Aaron said, that kind of tall, lanky bastard at top who was strong and could hold the ball up or head it, and then you had that little technical player next to him. And for a while, I thought defenders were going kind of the same way. You'd have one no-nonsense defender and then a ball-playing defender next to him. Now, I think the higher up the levels you go, the more you see more ball-playing defenders. And is the art of defending going? I think it's more of a case of you no longer have to be a defender to do the art of defending. And the reason I say that is because I think
Swindon play two midfielders in their defence.
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't bother playing any defenders. But the other reason is I take that all the way back to the coaching courses, and especially the England coaching FA courses and things like that, where kind of the core functions of defending, tackling, the core functions of attacking, scoring, are no longer considered as kind of the fundamental things you work on, unless you're in a kind of one-on-one environment which Aaron does. It's now all about the tactical side of the game. Your attackers are taught now how to, I think somebody mentioned earlier, your attackers, the first thing you're talking to them about is how they press, not necessarily what they're doing with the ball when they're in the 18-yard box. There's a massive focus now, I've found, definitely over the last kind of 20 years that I've been coaching, that there is a lot more of a switch to the tactical side of the game now. So those kind of little techniques that we grew up with loving, we loved it when Tony Adams would fly in with a tackle from 15, slide tackle from 15 yards away. And, we'd love it when Drogba was just, well, apart from his diving antics, but the rest of his game was pretty good. We liked watching the technique. Now it's kind of, the game has grown so tactical now. It's all about almost, the art of defending has now switched to the art of the interception, and trying to. I mean, we spoke about it with our midfielders, haven't we, several times. You don't
we
really
have interceptors. We don't have ball winners.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of because the game's become so tactical now. It's kind of how do we stop the territory progression? How do we rather than actually how do we just turn this into a one-on-one and win that ball? That's what I've found, and I think that's starting to go into academy football, and then obviously once it's in academy football, it starts tingling down. But yeah, it will come back. I agree with what Aaron was saying earlier. It will come back. There'll be another craze. There'll be one centre back that probably can't even pass the ball 5 yards, and then everybody will want to be like him or her. So it's because they can they scare attackers, and I think there used to be a time, like we said, where you were scared of that centre back or you were scared of that attacker. Unfortunately, I just feel the game's got so tactical now that it's kind of taken some of those arts away and some of those physicalities away. Not necessarily for the worst, but sometimes I think it makes us feel old because we should probably get with the game, really. Get with the times.
Well, look, we have Aaron for a little bit longer, and as always, we have to come up with a stupid game. And Aaron, you've actually caused this on yourself inadvertently, because when I was talking to you the other day, I said, me and Mike will have to come up with a stupid game for you. And you said, your words to me were, I seem to do all right at remembering older Swindon players and teammates. So what Mike has done, you asked us not to go too old. So what Mike has done is he has found in his collection at home an old autograph book from the early 2010s. That was there we go. So what I want to know, I can see the confidence draining from you already. is I want to know if you can identify these former Swindon players from their autograph. And we are going to put you in a 1-on-2 handicap, where if you get, you will always get first choice. But if you get it wrong, I'm going to hand it over to Woody and Mark as fans to see if they can get it as well. How does that sound?
If it makes you feel better, Aaron, I don't think I've collected an autograph since 1997.
And I can't read.
It's all about the selfies these days. That's why. But this is old school generation. Okay, so here is, and we'll start relatively easy. Aaron, here is autograph number 1. Can you identify this former Swindon player? Mark's nodding. He's got this. He's confident.
Woody, phone a friend.
I was thrown off by the number because I don't remember him wearing that number. But
Very easy.
Pantomime villain.
yeah.
If it helps,
it's
Aaron,
on.
he's still playing League 2 football now.
Ooh.
He is. And played in your position.
Probably scored more headers though.
I saw a P, so
Did you?
Did you?
Don't have
Oh
another
yeah,
look?
I can see how that works.
I can see why you're staying, P.
Yeah.
but I'm not on the right lines. That is a terrible autograph, isn't it? No, I'm passing on the
No?
easy one.
Okay. Mark, you were confident quite early.
Aidan Flint.
Aidan Flint is correct.
Loves
Do you want to see it again now that you know?
That says OOPL.
That says Obadiah Powell.
Oh, well, you're in the game now. You understand how it's going to work. It's 1-0 to the fans.
Right.
Let's see if you can get this one.
Oh wow.
That's even
This
worse.
one I'm backing you on.
It's yours.
Even the
Could you
number.
imagine?
Is that meant to be the number? Is
What,
that
up
meant
in
to
the
be a
corner?
6? Yeah, is that meant to be a 6?
No, it's not.
You just thought you'd add a little bit extra in.
It might be
No,
something to do with the
apostrophe.
letter underneath it. If it helps, you know this person very well. He is still playing League 2 football and is a striker. And you know him very well.
That can't be Billy.
That is Billy Bowden. Yep.
Isn't it?
God.
Can he spell his own name? Can't spell his name.
Wow.
I forgot to go back into the chat, by the way.
Everyone's getting it right so far.
No, so Aidan Flint was caught quite done.
Aidan Flint.
Elliot says, "Why is this autograph in Arabic?"
Literally.
That's a brilliant musical note. James got it as well. Yeah, is it Billy's? It is indeed. Can see two B's. He said. Elliot says, "Am I that badly autistic, or is this stupidly impossible?"
It is
It's one apiece. It's one apiece. Let's go with this one. What I will tell you on this one is played in midfield.
Anything else?
Anything else? I can tell you that he was born north of the border.
Okay.
I think I can make out the surname. Yeah, I think I can make out if it's who I think it is. I can see it in the surname, but I can't see it. Can't see the first name in there. That's how I used to read a lot.
Mike's warning you; it gets worse.
Oh, great!
Scott Cuthbert.
It's not Scott Cuthbert. You've missed it. You've missed the clue of his position. Mark Woody.
Oh yeah, you said Midfielder.
Show it again.
Ignore me.
I just want to confirm the surname. It's definitely ending in Y.
Okay.
Midfielder, north of the border. Simon Ferry?
Elliot says, make out the surname. It's literally just squiggles. What am I not seeing?
Yeah,
Simon Ferry is
but
correct.
I used to read a lot of doctor's notes for my old job. So when you can read doctor's notes, you can read anything.
Simon Ferry is correct.
Wow.
So that's 2-1
To be fair, I wouldn't have got it if he didn't say north of the border. I wouldn't have got it.
Let's try this one, Aaron.
They do get worse.
Jesus.
Wow.
I will tell you that this signature belongs to a midfielder who infamously, on an episode of Fools, was called Scottish when he is in fact not Scottish.
Oh, we can't have this one. That's not fair. Unless Mark doesn't remember that episode. I remember that episode. It was a Richardism.
It was a Richism.
Oh my God.
To the point that Rich is still in my phone book in my mobile as Rich brackets blank is. He is one of my all-time favourites in this position during my time supporting Swindon.
I'm trying to think who you've had on.
And was a captain. Oh, no, he's not been on Fools. No.
Right.
I would love to have him on Fools. It would be a great
Yeah, it'd be a
interview.
good laugh. Yeah, it'd be good.
Captain.
He was captain of Swindon at one point.
Wasn't that the season he left as well? He was captain.
I haven't got a clue.
Looks like it.
So Mike says he was a bit goal shy. And Dan, who is a Crawley fan, says this is even more fun trying to do this, given I don't support Swindon and was barely alive during this era. Any ideas, Aaron?
No, not a clue.
Go on
This
then,
game's
Mark.
not going down very well.
It's too hard.
Mark?
No idea. I was just trying to work that out. Show it again.
Oh.
Show it one more time.
It doesn't look anything like that at all.
Can you make out? Let's see if we can.
I can make out.
Like
Maybe
the
I can
first
make
letter?
out first letter and possibly the last. And there's
Yeah.
obviously a U in there as well. Oh, dear.
It's not. That's not.
Oh.
I was trying to make it look like Migliorenzis,
No.
but
No.
it's not. I know.
Oh, it's a
not.
number. not
Sean says Yates. No, it wasn't Yates. Mike says the number. The number does help, Mike, if you see the number in there.
Yeah, I can see the
the-
number now.
Go on then, Woody. Who was it?
That'd be Johnny Douglas.
It was Jonathan Douglas.
Okay.
There we go. So still 2-1 to the fans. Where are we going next? Everyone's favourite winger of the era.
Oh, lazy bastard. Only using three letters.
You only need 3 letters.
And it's not Jez.
It's not Jez.
That's
No.
what it looks like, doesn't it?
It should be.
I know who this is actually because I've got this one myself.
Absolutely rapid back in the day.
Yeah, no end product though. Somehow, when he was in the Swindon shirt, he had no end product.
Still in the local area, I believe.
Yeah, Alan
He is.
O'Brien.
It is
Yeah,
Aaron
he is.
O'Brien. That's it.
He was
Aaron's
rapid.
locked in now. Aaron is locked in. Okay, let's see if you can get this one.
Oh wow!
5.
No idea. You wore number 5 there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
On the last one, Mike said, "Don't show it too quick, or he'll pull his hamstring."
He was rapid.
daughter's rapid as well.
Number 5.
God, that's hard. Trying to think.
I would focus on the little letters, sort of in the middle section, going to the right, if you're looking for a clue here. James says, looks like the planet Saturn. Mike said, I'd forgotten this one played for us.
Oh, great.
I'm 98% sure also played your position, Aaron.
Trying to think who's
Hence number 5, I suppose.
Yeah. It's difficult. Because if you don't recognise the autograph, you then go into a new game because you look at the number and you've got to start thinking about who was what number.
Although the Kitmen do that number game, don't they? Well, not at the moment they do really, but they
Well, at the
do
moment,
that.
they're too busy being hacked.
Yeah, they're too busy funding Russian terrorism. But it's they do that number, and all the players don't know each other's numbers. I think that's one of my favorite highlights from that.
Elliot says I'd have more chance if a town player just drew a smiley face.
I'll go with Joe De Vera.
It wasn't Joe De Vera. Boys, anyone want to take a stab at this one?
Kevin and Manqua.
No, it wasn't Kevin and Manqua, I'm afraid. Woody?
No idea.
It was
Absolutely
Andy Frampton.
Oh, Jesus.
Who?
Never go.
Exactly. I feel you will have better luck with this one, Aaron.
You were wrong.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. You've got this.
I reckon he says that. I reckon he's saying that because you've already said this name. I reckon.
The clue.
Yeah.
I know how 5
He
words.
said his name. So someone you've already said.
Ah. Is that Scott Cuthbert?
That is Scott Cuthbert.
Right.
Oh,
Well
in
done.
there.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Elliot says, "How did you guys not get that? Was so easy to get the Frampton one." And then on the Cuthbert one, he said, "Bro, he's just drawing his heart rate." Dan says it looks like a horrific roller coaster. Oh dear me! Right, where are we going next? Let's go. Every centre back knows his goalkeepers.
Not this one.
Oh, that is. I can spit. I've got that one. Yeah. Well, that's lazy.
How have you got that? It looks like squiggles to me.
I'm pretty confident on this one.
Okay, yeah, I think I've got it.
Oh no, Aaron! They both think they've got it.
Oh yeah, I got it straight away. I just
Just saying that we got it.
How have you got that?
Yeah. That's pretty bad handwriting, though. To be
2010.
fair.
That's not an autograph. That's just him rushing his name down on a bit of paper.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I've just tried to follow it to make sure that it makes sense in terms of who I'm
Yeah.
thinking it is.
I think he's got too many U's in there.
Yeah,
Given that he only needs one.
yeah. Then it is who I'm thinking it is.
I haven't got a clue.
To be fair, though, if he didn't say goalkeeper, I probably wouldn't have had that in my head.
Oh dear me.
He also spells his first name the Welsh way, by the look of it.
James asks, "Is it Vigouroux?"
Is it Vigouroux?
And then Elliot tried to be funny by saying, "Yep, even I've got it. Either Mr. Rumble or someone that never learned to spell." And then he put, "I can't even spell now. Mr. Rumble has replaced Mr. Tumble." No, it's not Vigouroux. Any ideas, Aaron?
No, I'm just going to have a wild guess. Brezovan.
It's not Brezovan. Woody, you were quite confident early doors.
I think it's David Lucas.
It is David Lucas.
Wow.
The thing is, I love that Aaron's just like, oh, I could have got that one.
Can we have one where they actually write their name?
If you look for Harry McCurdy's, it's just got it in capitals. It's just...
I think of the last, we have 4 more of these. I think this is the closest to someone actually writing their name.
Is it?
Oh, I know this one. I've got it. This is the only autograph I've got. This is the only autograph I've got on a shirt. This is the only autograph I've got on a shirt. I know that. I know this one.
Number 11, winger.
He's not a winger.
Oh.
Well, he could play as a left-sided midfielder.
I would call him a left PM, if anything.
Yeah,
if anything.
he was around before wingers were properly wingers. He was a 4-4-2 winger.
I can tell you, he certainly isn't Anthony McNamee.
I love this guy. That's why I got him on my shirt.
I'm sure. Did he not wear 4 as well?
Yeah, I think. I remember the 11 season was good season for him. He scored a few free kicks.
Not bad from a set piece, from what I remember.
Yeah, scored a few free kicks, and then he played left back as well, didn't he? I think he did for a little bit. Yeah.
Was he on loan from Palace?
No.
He was definitely ours. I think the whole time he was there.
Have we given you enough clues, Aaron?
Yeah, it's not helped me at all, I'm not going to lie.
He didn't have a bad head of hair either. Brown.
By the way, Mike says Billy Bowden wrote his name and you struggled with that.
No, I haven't got a clue.
No? Go on then, Woody.
That's Michael Timlin.
It is Michael Timlin.
That is not Michael Timlin.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. We have 3 more to go. And of the 3 remaining, I'm going to go for my favourite of the 3 players. Good luck with this one, Aaron. I reckon I've got strong hopes for you to get this one.
What is that?
Woody's loving this game, by the way.
Oh, dear. I don't know who it is, but that's hilarious.
19.
He may not go down as one of the best defenders Swindon Town have ever had, but he's certainly a cult hero.
Is that 90?
On the previous one, James said, was it Giacchini? No.
Would he happen to be French, Fifey?
I think he masqueraded as being French for a bit. I believe he was actually Haitian.
Yeah, that's what. When he said that, I thought he was really good.
He was really good.
Oh,
so it's not
Miguel
Dominguez. It's not Miguel Dominguez. It's the other one.
Jean-Francois.
That's it. Leschanel Jean-Francois.
I love
great
Jean
name.
Francois.
It's a superb footballer's name, that.
He was good.
From the cult hero that was Leschanel Jean-Francois to arguably less of a cult hero.
Oh, God.
What is that? Is that
absolutely none of the symbols you see there represent his name in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's like he drives. That tells me that he drives a Mercedes, but he's lost his badge. That's the first bit.
But Elliot said on the last one, great name written in just one squiggle.
With all due respect, what the fuck is the first letter?
It looks more like an egg.
Egg.
Was he a striker?
No. From memory, and I am working from memory, attacking midfielder. No, it's you've got to go back a bit, James. We're not doing modern players. It's not Joel McGregor.
What's that last letter meant to be? Is that
Elliot
a
says
Y?
brilliant, an Easter egg to start off. This was too easy.
Someone
Mike,
like
you're right. No one's going to get this one. Doubt they'll remember his name.
Ronan
Especially when
Murray.
none of his signature represents his name.
Ronan Murray.
It wasn't Ronan Murray.
I tell you, it's not a bad shout, though, is it?
Woody, Mark, anyone want to take a guess?
I was trying to work out what any of the letters actually are.
Yeah, because that could be a T in the end, but it could also be a Y.
It is likely to be a T. And I can kind of make out the first name, but only because I know what it is.
Well, that's helpful.
I like that Woody spotted me doing. Hang on, this doesn't mean anything to anyone. Hang on. I like that Woody spotted me doing this, and how he started doing it as well.
So the last letter's a T.
Yes.
Did you say? Really?
Yeah.
A T.
If it helps, the first letter is a J.
God.
Mark's going to go, where the fuck is the J?
Yeah, that was on the side. So he was looking at it like this when he was like,
J. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I can see how that's.
No, it wasn't Broadbent, I'm afraid.
where did we sign him from?
Oh,
Please?
fuck knows. Hang on.
No.
Hang on. I could do some research for you while you're guessing. This is fun. Ben, bless him. Ben's come into the lobby to talk about Saturday's game.
He knows the answer to this. I reckon get him on.
Hang on then. Ben, do you know this one?
Not a clue. I've got Jean-Francois though.
Right, bye
I
then.
saw you celebrating this one.
With a J.
I'm just trying to think. It was
okay.
33.
You'll get this from the clue. So according to the Townenders website, young striker, although I would have classed him as an attacking midfielder, young striker signed on a year's contract after winning the inaugural Samsung Winner Pro contract.
Oh, Jackson.
No,
Jordan Pavitt.
it
Yeah,
is
that's
Jordan
it.
Pavitt.
Okay.
Jordan Pavitt. That's Jordan Pavitt.
Can you
He's
see the
taking the
J
piss,
now?
isn't he? Is he pissed?
Yeah, he was a striker.
Was he?
We
Yeah,
have
that
one
proper
more.
looked like a
Yeah. Allegedly.
We have allegedly.
bless him.
Oh,
Turns
Well, I
out,
couldn't
turns out
stand it.
he's Aaron's best friend. Turns out.
He's the next one that Aaron's bringing on to Fools. He's going to ring him later.
Yeah, he's Aaron's guarantor. He's even seen the signature.
This is the final one in the signature game.
Who's number 3?
Oh, I think I said it earlier.
Oh, I know. Is it?
It wasn't Bostock.
Sheenan?
Mike, who created the game, says, I reckon it's Aaron Oakley.
And Sheenan?
Who?
Sheenan?
No.
Sheehan?
No.
Sheenan, that's it. Sheenan.
He did.
Is that one Big Kev?
No.
Kennedy? He was 3, wasn't he? Callum Kennedy?
No, it's not Callum Kennedy. He'd be good value on an interview for Fools as well, I reckon, Callum Kennedy.
He would be. He's been around.
Isn't that why Mark White came at Dawkins? Just because he said he's just such a great character to have around the camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This player has basically gone swirly,
Elliot says
swirly.
it's just horrific at this point. Looks like an F1 map.
Swirly. 3.
Any small clues?
So the guys have been right in talking about left backs,
Yeah.
and Mike didn't like this player at all, if that helps.
Doesn't help.
That's really helpful, Mike.
Isn't it, the middle 2 letters like he's drawing some balls in the middle? He's just missing the cock.
Well, he was a footballer.
So left back that won't be Timlin, 'cause Timlin's already gone.
It's not Sheehan because I told Ben
Sheehan.
now,
Not Sheehan.
and Mike didn't like him.
Mike, did everybody have an issue with him?
Who else played
Come
that?
on, Mike.
James
Michael
says
Rose.
Conroy.
I was
Sean
thinking
says
Michael
Mr.
Rose.
Magoo.
I was thinking Michael Rose as well, Mark. I was
Yeah.
Looks
thinking
like a
Michael
gun in
Rose.
the face.
I can't see the name Michael Rose there.
Michael Rose is correct.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Is it?
Michael
Really?
Rose. Can't forgot all about him.
I like that it started as an Aaron versus the rest, and it became a team game because you're all just in disbelief.
That's when you know it's bad. You've got to stick together.
Listen, this has been a lot of fun, as it always is. As we said at the very beginning, if you missed it, Aaron's been on talking about the Easter camps. There are various dates throughout the 2-week Easter holidays. There are mixed camps. There are girls' camps. Please do check out his socials. Check out ours. We'll be sharing it all as well. And if your kids would like to get involved, please contact Aaron and get on them. Because as you saw, for those who were on from the very beginning, we had a few people come on and say that either their kids or their kids' their friends' kids have been doing them. They are well worth it. As you can tell, Aaron is well worth the time as well. He's great value, good banter. He certainly knows what he's talking about. Aaron, good luck with the courses. We look forward to having you on again very soon. And we will try and find a game that doesn't involve signatures that don't resemble the players' actual names for you.
Yeah, leave that one out next time. We'll do something.
Yeah.
Well, next time when we organise it, you won't be like, I'm very good at remembering old Swindon players.
Not signatures.
Clearly not getting these teammate signatures. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good one, guys.
Take care.
Cheers, Aaron.
Cheers.
Bye.
If you did enjoy that game, we could certainly bring back another round of the signature game another time. Elliot says, if you lot could translate all of that, book a holiday to Egypt and tell us what's been written on the pyramids.
Fair.
Now, we've gone a long way about it, but we have arrived at what everyone wants to know. Why we are all so confident that 5 points from 5 games is promotion form. Ben has come at just the right time to stop me being remotely negative or sarcastic about this, because at the end of the day, we are very much still in the race and we have nothing but favourable fixtures ahead of us. MK Dons at home, Cambridge away, Warsaw at home, etc. Mark, you have been waiting very patiently, and before we even went live, you were ready to go. So I'm going to start with you because I know you have to disappear at some point. I saw a post and I shared it in the WhatsApp chat that showed lots of positive stats from Saturday, but fundamentally, XG belongs with VAR in the bin, and we were shit. Was pretty much the result you came back with, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The performance for the lion's share of the game, in my humble opinion, was not good enough. It was awful. How we even managed to engineer ourselves into a 2-1 lead in injury time to then conspire and throw the game away still baffles me now completely. But to be perfectly honest with you, the quality of football, the quality of passing, the cohesion on the pitch was just dreadful. Probably our worst, and I'll pull no punches here. I thought it was probably one of our worst performances of the season in terms of the actual quality of the play. That being said, we've still managed to get a 2-2 draw and nick something away from home, to be fair, at a ground we generally don't win at anyway. So, should I be surprised? Am I disappointed? 100%. I wasn't disappointed last weekend against Bristol Rovers because the performance was there. It just didn't come off on the day. It was the other way around at Crawley. The performance really wasn't there. And to be honest with you, we were lucky to escape with a point. So many players are just off their game at the moment. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pleased that Drinnan's back on the score sheet, even albeit a penalty. And I know people will talk about the fact we created 4 or 5 really decent chances, but we didn't convert them, did we? And the defending, the out of possession work is just I'm just frustrated, really frustrated, because we should have gone there and got the 3 points, and we conspired to put together that. I mean, half time I was so angry because the football was that bad. It was awful.
Well, Woody decided to sort of half call me out in the WhatsApp chat for using full socials to spread my own personal thoughts after I somewhat sarcastically said Swindon Town snatched a draw from the jaws of victory in
That's
the
brilliant.
game. I can see Dan, bless him, Dan is still in the chat watching this nonsense, by the way. And he did message me as I asked him to, Dan the Crawley fan, and he said, I would have been fuming if we'd lost that, but that's why you stay until the end, which many didn't. Woody, there are many things that I have a problem with from this. And in a way, you feel for Crawley in their situation that they were clearly the better side on the day and probably deserved 3 points overall. But my two big issues, Woody, is once again, the first goal is just the same goal again. How many times are we conceding the same goal? And my second issue is we don't have a young squad as such. We have plenty of experienced pros. We had plenty of experienced pros at the end of this game. Why can they not manage the fucking game? We were 2-1 up in injury time and have still come away with a draw.
Yeah, that was predominantly the issue, wasn't it? I think the problem is good teams will tend to play badly and still get a result. But the problem is we're pushing our luck a few times now. And we just seem to be, in my opinion, quite lucky that teams around us seem to be doing quite similar. Every team, let's be honest, every team has a weakness, right? Every team has a weakness. And if ours is anything that goes anywhere near the goal, then that's our weakness. But yeah, it's then in all seriousness, yeah, obviously there's something fundamentally going wrong with the fact that we keep conceding with balls going to our back post. Even if you look at the winner, although you could argue that's not strictly to the back post, it is still that area of the field. I mean, I think I tuned out and in and out when you guys were talking a bit about it, but I mean, I was fuming at Oilet for that last goal, to be totally honest, because I think
we were coming back to it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but that is part of game management. As an experienced pro that he is, I don't want him hanging around 20 yards away from the 18-yard box. I want him making sure that there's a player that's not left unmarked in the area, which he is the closest man that's not marking somebody to that player. And then obviously the pussyfoot challenge that came on the back of it. It looked like he scored the goal, to be totally honest. But it's it's difficult because we've got to be careful now because we don't want to keep riding our luck and hoping that other results are going to go our way. Because that's what's happening at the moment. You know, that is the only positive for me at the moment is we're not losing games and other results are going our way, or some are. I was in working in Colbert today, and the guy sat opposite to me is an MK Dons fan, and he's telling me he's like, we are so confident for Saturday, and that gives me a bit of concern, to be totally honest, because I was looking at this going, do you know what? This might be a bit of a run-in where we actually upset the teams that are around us and we beat the teams that are around us and we do fuck all against kind of the mid-table teams. You know, I said that if we don't, you know, I think I only predicted 2 draws in that little prediction thing we did. It might have even been only 1 draw. So for me now, we need to pick up 2 wins where I didn't expect us to pick up a win, and one of those is Gillingham. I don't think we'll pick up a win against Gillingham, but now I feel we have to. And I think another one was possibly Colchester off the top of my head. But yeah, it is the same mistakes, the same things happening over and over again. But let's not forget we've had this apparent mentality this season that we were just going to outscore the opposition, and I don't feel like we're doing that either. Yes, we're still scoring goals. I mean, I've loved it recently. I've listened to a lot of Low Strangers, as I said last week, and basically you could just put in what Dan Hunt said on Monday at yesterday's podcast. You could just put in what that is, and that is my opinion on the game as well. So maybe that's why I will never be on Low Strangers, because me and Dan Hunt would agree with everything. But it's I just think there's so much going wrong in terms of the experience. And sorry, I'm ranting at the moment, but our experienced players are not doing it for me. And I'm sorry, and I know I'm a bit glad that Wazza isn't on it, because I am, as much as people will call out Aaron Drinan, I want to know, what is the purpose of Ollie Palmer? What is his reason for being here? Because he's not. No, genuinely, you look. There's so many people that have said. What is his purpose of being here? Because he's one of the highest paid players. He's not showing any experience. In fact, all he does is fucking moan and whinge and have a go at everybody else. We're either not using him correctly, or he's not showing himself properly. I don't understand what his purpose is. I'm sorry, but it's just, and what, he'll pop up one goal every 12 games or whatever. It's like, I don't understand his purpose, and that's my issue. He is an experienced professional. He has gone through promotions. He has gone through some of the best promotions known to record. And I just sit there and I go like, but then in the same breath, and this is not me just defending Drinan, but in the same breath, people will quite happily go, Drinan needs to rest. But hold on a minute, Drinan's playing shit, still scoring a goal. And let's put it this way, that second goal doesn't happen without Drinan in that situation. So it's but yeah, but then you've got the others, like, why is Nichols on the bench when I think these are the type of games that we need him in there? So yeah, I can't put my head on it. What confused me the most was the fact that obviously Mabete is our best defender, and we can see both our goals when he's on the pitch. So it's like, yeah, it's Saturday just blew me, just absolutely blew me, because I had no answers for it.
Can I ask an extended question? Because unlike most weeks where in recent times I've tried to defend Palmer, I'm going to agree with the comments in the game. I think it was James I just flashed up saying, yeah, I'm a big defender of Palmer, but he was absolutely shocking Saturday. Yeah, like a lot of Swindon players, I think he had a particularly bad game on Saturday. And so I'm not going to disagree with your points here, Woody, but for the same reasons, do you want to call out the other players in similar position? In that, Will Wright, for example, not Saturday, but as a whole, do you want to call him out for being an experienced pro, being through promotion?
Yeah. This isn't just limited to Palmer. It's just because I had the Low Strangers thing in my head and remember how much I agreed with Dan Hunt. But for me, yes, he was shockingly bad. Yeah, and like I say, it wasn't necessary. But for me, this is just a repeated thing with Palmer. This is what I don't get. That's why I highlight him as a particular. Because arguably, you look over the whole squad, he's one of the most successful players in that football team. So I would expect, and I don't see that. But yeah, and then it's, but yeah, you're right. Ollie Clark should be called out at this period of the season. All of the players with decent experience should be called out and most of those experienced players we've got have got promotions on their record. They have felt this pressure before. I'm not saying that they have to perform week in, week out. You're not going to get that in League Two. You're not going to get 100% perfect performance every week. But it's So just Ollie Clark, Will Wright. I'm trying to think of the other experience. You could argue you could put Ripley in that, but I think it's probably unfair to chuck with Ripley in that conversation because, I think he's not. He's doing what he can. He's just probably not always that good at it. So it's whereas the others, I just kind of expect a little bit more.
So, okay, on that point, and I'm deviating slightly, I know. We will come back to this because there's a lot to unpack. Me and Mark were having a conversation off camera before we went live, and now that Ben's here as well, and Woody, I would love all of your opinions, and I think this is going to be a great one for those tuning in and happy to get involved in the chat. So Connor Ripley has now celebrated 50 league games for Swindon Town following the 2-2 draw with Crawley, and we will discuss whether he is any way at fault for their second goal. The minority of us say yes. The majority seem to say no. Everyone else has to take blame first. But where, not even in history, because history is ridiculous, but in modern times, whether you take it as, say, the last decade, etc., where does Ripley rank amongst our goalkeepers? Because he's not a Vigouroux, for example. He's not a Sol Bryn. He's not a Wes Fodringham. You're not rating him that high. but he's not a Kovar, who's obviously gone on to bigger and better things, but he was stinky bad at Swindon. So me and Mark got talking about this, trying to work out where he would, and then Mark said, well, he's just above Phil Smith. And I said, if you're giving me current Connor Ripley or peak Phil Smith, I'm taking Phil Smith all day long. So my question is to you guys, and then we threw in peak Lewis Ward as well, because obviously he's the current deputy. So if you've got current Connor Ripley, peak Lewis Ward, and peak Phil Smith, which goalkeeper are you choosing, guys?
Peak Lewis Ward or peak Phil Smith, was that?
Yeah, or current Connor Ripley.
Oh, Ben, you go first. I'll talk too much.
Me, I'd say Ripley, and I'd say Ripley is probably the best keeper we've had since Bender.
That is an awful shout.
No, I think it's the best. So who's been a better keeper since Bender? Well, we can't pick Paul Travis because he played all 4 games, then cried back off to Bournemouth. Who else has been in the sixth end? Who else has been in the sixth end? Wollacott. I haven't heard of Wollacott. Bryn. Actually, Solbryn. Well, Solbryn as well. That Solbryn now at Middlesbrough, absolutely. But Solbryn then, he was criticised quite a bit.
He still had a good season.
He's a bit wet behind the ears, wasn't he? He was a bit didn't dominate.
Solbryn was the one that caused your infamous VAR moment with Jack, but I would still.
Yeah, no, he did. He didn't dominate the box. One thing he does really well is dominate his box. Scrap the goal against Bromley because that really. Yeah, no, he dominates his box really well. He's really good. He's really good.
I'm not just one game watching football through your eyes because you must smoke some.
No, he does. One thing he does, he communicates really well and he dominates his box. He does that really well. He does have the odd brick.
Did you watch the Crawley game? He was prime League 2 Onana on Saturday.
Well, I didn't see the full game. No, I didn't see the full game, but. Ripley is I think he's a good keeper.
Murphy, by the way, Murphy's a half decent shout for who's better.
Yeah, Murphy was all right actually. Yeah, no, Murphy was pretty good.
Get the chat going.
Murphy was pretty good. I forgot about Murphy. Murphy was pretty good, but he's one of the better ones we've had in recent years. And that's my opinion, and I know people ain't gonna argue.
Woody's be kind of just silently reacting. Mark, come on, jump in on this so you can have your say like we're off camera, and then Woody will jump in on the back of that.
I'm waiting for Woody now. Woody wants to say something. Come on, Woody.
No, I don't. I actually don't.
Where's Rich when you need him?
Oh God.
Yeah, look. Ben, I can't accept.
No, it's fair enough. Everyone's a touch on it, but I'm a Ripley fan. I really quite like him. I think he's a good shot stopper. He's a great communicator. Could do better with his feet. He's not particularly good at that. He's quite good at crosses. He commands his box pretty well. He has the odd rush of blood moment. He flies out of the box. He does that. He does make the odd clanging. He's a League 2 keeper, but he's a bloody good one. In 2025, he was in the League 2 team of the season. He was voted the best goalkeeper in League 2 for the year 2025. He's not shit. That's last season and after this. It was called out in January. So he's not a bad keeper, but he's just his biggest problem in front of him. We can't keep 3 fit centre backs. We've got no continuity, and we keep playing centre midfielders as centre backs.
That's not down. I'm not having
that's not down to him, but it's really hard to have that continuity for the goalkeeper and defender.
It's really like we keep changing the fucking starting 11 every fucking week. It's starting to really grate me now. It's like, seriously, pick your best starting 11 available. Now, yes, but when we were playing 6 weeks, Saturday, you can't. But now you can. Ben, there's 10 games, 10 cup finals.
Yeah, no, do it now. I just meant in the recent past we couldn't keep the same 11. We got to now because now we got Saturday, the odd Tuesday. But over the last month, since late January, we've been playing twice a week, so you can't play the same 11 because they'll just break down more than they are right now. But Now we do. Now we play the best 11. Now we got to stick to it.
Just
we haven't got a choice. The problem is though that our last 10 games include Milton Keynes, Cambridge, Walsall, Chesterfield, who are up there. These are teams that aren't going to turn up and let us roll them over.
Well, it's tweaky bum time, isn't it? It is literally what we've done. We've chucked our margin of error up window, and we've got to win 7 out of the last 10 to make sure what we want. We've got to win 7 from 10. That's what we have to do. There's no fucking about it. We can't. We're in a position now where there's no. Well, because Milton Keynes will come in. If they get a draw, then that's actually a decent point. And I'm quite pleased that they're quite confident.
Wait. Decent point for who?
If MK come down and get a point, they'll be happy. If MK come down Swindon and get a point, they'll be happy. We have to win. There's no fucking.
Well, that's just what I wanted to clarify.
If MK come, they're all right, and hopefully that will play because we've got one thing in what we have to go out and win every game now, which. And the running, and as my post went a few weeks ago, that's when you got that mindset of it's do or die now, and it's the big set. It's it's time to show up or just fuck off. Then you get the best out of some players, and some players, the real players, hopefully stand up. This is where you want your big players to stand up. Like we've been talking about Ollie Palmer recently.
They didn't show up at Shrewsbury, did they?
No, they didn't show up at Shrewsbury. No, that's what I mean. We have margin of it, but now's the last 10 games. It's the same for everyone, whether you're bottom of the league and you see teams that are stranded bottom of the league, been bottom of the league all season. Everyone's written them off, and then they win 5 out of the last 6 games and save themselves on the last day. This sort of shit happens all the time. So it's time now for the players to stand up. There's no fucking about now. We have got individually, and we've got some really, really talented players that we should fear no one in this league, really. Really, we shouldn't. Now's the time for them to do it. They have to do it. They should cherish this bit now. This is what all young kids dream of when they become a footballer, is for run-ins like this. Can they be a hero? Can they stand up? And it still will die now because they have to. We have to go out and beat MK on Saturday. They're going to come down expecting to wipe the floor of us because they're on this massive run, unbeaten run, and they're probably going to think, well, if they win Swindon, then that's 1 foot in League One for them. So it's up to us, the home fan of to really, I don't know what I'm talking about MK now because it's looking back at Crawley and shit. But it's now time to get at them, shithouse them, wind them up, do a proper Mbete. Ollie Clark needs to be Ollie Clark. We need to be on the front foot. We need to really, really give him a shit time and get the fans behind us. And if we can win, then psychologically that kicks us off because that kicks the door open again. We're back in the top 3.
Ben, the fans have been behind the.
Oh, no, I'm not saying we've not. I'm not saying we won't. But I'm just saying that we will believe because right now there's a lack of belief in the fans that we can do it.
Over 1,000 at Barnet.
Yeah, we're brilliant. I'm not criticising the fans. That's not me having a go at fans. I'm not saying we've been shit. I've been saying we turned up Bristol Rovers, they were all brilliant. We were brilliant. We went to Crawley, turned out in masses. We were brilliant. We turned up to fucking Shrewsbury. We didn't deserve that shit. We didn't deserve the shit that we turned up to Shrewsbury. We were bollocks. No, but the fans were brilliant. No, that's not my. I mean, the fans will believe. So the atmosphere picks. We know what we like, and it's the running. So at the moment, we're a little bit demoralised. We're a little bit. It's been, So we need that performance just to give us that little belief again. Because at the moment, we don't believe. There's a real amount of self-doubt because over the last 4 or 5 weeks, or 6, 7 weeks, we've not performed to our maximum. We've not played as well as we have. We all agree that. We're playing games where there's only 15, 20 minutes where we actually see the real Swindon. Against Crawley, we saw about 10 minutes of decent football. But we can do it. We can do it. And I still believe. That's why I called myself a happy, clappy stranger, because I've still faith that they can do it. It's not my birthday, lad.
We just went pure talk sport then, Fifey.
Yeah, no, just pressing all the buttons.
Does anyone see Ben Pie, man?
Ben, I think what I most enjoyed about that is both of you, that the passion clearly coming out of both
Oh,
of
the
you.
passion. Yeah, absolutely.
The thing is, clearly, no matter what side of the fence you are, all fans are passionate about this. And
Yeah.
ultimately, whether you're a doomsayer like I seem to be these days, whether you're taking a sarcastic approach to it like Mark is, whether you're the epitome of bleeding red and white and it will happen like Ben, we all ultimately want the same outcome. The problem is we all see the game in a different way. I mean, Woody, you've heard what both the guys have had to say. I'll give you 30 seconds before I set them off again.
On the goalkeeper question.
Yeah, just on the goalkeeper question would be fantastic.
We only got to goalkeeper. Into what's that? Wait till we get to drink.
Well, assuming on the, I'm going to go off at that point. On the goalkeeper question, my opinion on it is that Ripley, if he took the attributes of a goalkeeper, Ripley is probably kind of mediocre on every single attribute. Like, I don't necessarily mean mediocre as in he's not very good. I mean as in he probably scores the same across the board. Whereas you think of, like, you've got Sol Bryn, had a very good aerial reach. You had Murphy Mahoney was a very good distribution of his feet and things like that. So I think for me, I really like Ripley personally, but is he the best goal? I prefer Sol Bryn over him. I also like Murphy Mahoney, but they weren't ours. And this is the problem, isn't it? That we've been playing with having so many lone goalkeepers that have done all right, that we haven't really had a chance to actually just have a keeper for 2 seasons. Unfortunately,
True, is it?
you're about to say Lewis Ward.
No, I was going. Well,
Oh.
What's the young lad that was called shit every week until we got rid of him? Came from the conference. I've forgotten his name already.
Bycroft.
Bycroft. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't like Bycroft. But
Well, he was ours. I'm just no one did.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair. Yeah, and then he got a bit sharpened as well, didn't he? So, but yeah, and then I just think that I forgot what I was going to say now. For fuck's sake. You've thrown me off now, Fife. I was going to make another very, very valid point, and you've thrown me off because you fucking wanted to talk about Jack fucking Bycroft.
Ripley. We're talking about Ripley and how amazing
Ward,
he is.
Ward. And right, I love Lewis Ward as well, by the way. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for his penalty saving abilities, he would not be in this conversation. Let's be totally honest. He was an all right keeper. He is an all right keeper, and I don't dislike him. I think he's a very good number 2, but he wouldn't be in the best goalkeeper conversation if he didn't save penalties.
Remember, it's not a best goalkeeper. We've essentially picked 3 that we considered mid, and said who's the best of the mid goalkeepers.
Who's the best mid goalkeepers? But yeah, Lewis Ward's given me more memories than Phil Smith. But yeah.
Sorry, I just need to highlight this one for Peter. As a former Kia driver, I have to let you know, I thought my Kia was exemplary good.
As a current Kia driver, I really enjoy my.
I didn't think Phil Smith was pretty good at the old pens as well, if you remember.
Elliot says Ward isn't a great keeper, but compared to Ripley, he is.
Okay, can we move on? Let's move away from this conversation.
Just highlighting the comment that was made earlier. There are 4 games in League 2 tomorrow night. You can not worry about Barrow, Bristol Rovers, or Fleetwood Cheltenham. We really don't care. But Gillingham host MK Dons and Salford host Walsall. As
all the Pikeys, both sets of Pikeys.
As 4 of the promotion rivals go head to head with each other, and the games in hand finally start to disappear. Let's go back to Saturday then. I wasn't there, and due to other commitments, I was just sort of half aware of what was going on. At half time, the stats read atrociously, and I just took a screenshot of Sky Sports, posted in the chat, and said, please tell me the game sounds better than these stats look. And unfortunately, Ben, I think pretty much everyone that was sort of on holiday watching it on TV or listening to it on the radio, all kind of said, no, it's as shit as it looks in the stats.
Well, you couldn't defend that first half performance. Even Holloway called it diabolical. It was just incoherent completely and nothing.
I'm still here.
I think that he picked the wrong team. I think he needed a little bit of steel midfield. I understand why Nichols didn't start. I think Fletcher Holman really does need to get a run of games, starting games, because he is one of our more exciting players. I reckon Palmer he played really well against Bristol Rovers, but then we played it to his feet. When Mahoo fit to him, he's got no pace and he can't jump. He is not Harry Smith, is he? So he was dreadful. I think maybe a front three of like Holman and Drinan in the middle. And Drinan does play a lot better in the middle than he does out wide. That's another mistake that Holloway's been doing. So I think the first half was all on Holloway. I think it was the wrong team. I don't know why Webete's not starting, because he does give that. I know Crawley hates him, but that's good, because then he really got under their skin and really was that driving force that made us better in the second half. We did get a lucky pen, but he was having his shirt pulled, and he made it quite apparent to the ref he was having his shirt pulled to win the penalty. So he was good at the dark arts as well. So he fucked up the team sheet, and he was the reason why we were so shit first half. And I've been one of Holloway's biggest supporters, but that was dreadful, fucking dreadful. The second half was a bit better.
Just to add to that, Ben, just to add to what you're saying there, Ben, fucking up a team sheet seems to be our forte this season, doesn't it? So
yeah, no. Well, he's really bad at. I don't know who suggested it, but Holloway seems to be on this ego thing. He's going, well, if I start a really shit team, then I'll make it really better with my subs. The opposite to Saturday when it went the other way around. But we seem to be a second half team. But yeah, no, it was he got it all wrong first half, and I think tactically Crawley got it right, and we were shit. we really should have taken it to and from the off, but we were dreadful. We were really dreadful.
The issue I have with this, Mark, because I actually think something Ben said there is correct, and it came up as a point of discussion on Twitter yesterday. The beginning of the season, we were putting in decent performances, made us genuinely believe in what was going to be this season. Then in recent months, we've become a team that can only play for one half, and we've been getting ourselves out of jail at times. But now we're kind of just about putting together 25, 30-minute performances in a 90-minute game. We've now conceded the first goal in 5 successive games. Again, I point out, typically it's the same goal all the time as well. I worry about because we're not doing the Saturday-Tuesday thing anymore. That's not been a thing for a couple of weeks now. So Holloway in his post-match, and I'll give Holloway credit, his post-match on Saturday, for the most part, about 90% of what he said, I think summed up how the majority of the fans felt. I don't need to hear Monroe's name anymore. But other than that, but he talks a lot, Mark, about we'll sit the guys down, we'll go through the video analysis, we'll look at certain things. But if we keep doing the same things wrong, this video analysis just isn't working.
yeah, I mean, quite possibly. I mean, we changed formation a number of times at the weekend as well, and it's almost tinkering for the sake of tinkering. If you're not tinkering with the side, you're tinkering with what we're doing. So part of me thinks there's some elements of lost in translation that's creeping in there, or players being thrown in to do certain tasks and it just not working. I mean, I'll just hark back to Saturday just gone. It's just the link up play didn't exist because we couldn't pass the ball. God knows what's happened to our passing game. I mean, the pitch was good enough to have been able to at least play the ball into people's feet, but it just didn't seem to stick, or we weren't able to, to move it effectively. And the work between the relevant units on the pitch just looked wrong. So are they training enough? I mean, you make a valid point about being able to play full pelt for 90 minutes. That's become a half. That's become, less than a half. Is that a fitness thing? Possibly. Are the quality of the facilities not good enough? Are they actually getting the time out there to do it? Are they having too many days off? Or you have to call these things into question, particularly if the stated aim is promotion, as it has been for God knows how many months now. So you'd be looking at the things that you could do, those 1%. I think who was the ex-Cambridge manager? Was it John Still? John Still used to be the Cambridge manager, and he wrote in his autobiography, he wrote about the 1%, the extra, the little things that can make a difference, because it isn't just about tactics and the rest of it. It's those little things you can do that will make a 1% difference, and we should be analysing those things, because there's something that's fundamentally wrong. I mean, now you look at it this way: if Clark's out for an extended period with his hamstring, that's going to be what, at least 4 weeks, probably at his age, and maybe even 4 to 6 weeks. Who comes in to support the midfield? I mean, we talk about Clark being pivotal, but did fuck all about bringing anybody in the January window to help support in that position, a key role. Nichols and Oldacre, are they going to be the heroes that get us over the line to the hallowed land of League One?
Could it be Borland, Mark?
Well, I'm yet to see what the point of Borland is, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I've seen he's offered nothing that warrants him being here, if I'm perfectly honest. I've got nothing against the lad, but in terms of what he's doing in midfield, I mean, and what's the Middlemass? I mean, I guess, like I say, we'll find out. I mean, yeah, Nichols could go in there, but it's tricky. I mean, the thing is, now we've got to look at cutting our cloth to suit our means. So if we're struggling to have a direct replacement for Ollie Clark, what do we do in that midfield area? Or is a back four versus a back three the right way to go? I would say, based on the players we've got, we probably need to be thinking more about a back four if we want to stop conceding so many fucking goals.
I believe the technical term, Mark, is Plan B.
I mean, well, we can't argue that. And I don't for 1 minute think that we don't just, unlike Mark Kennedy, where there was no plan B, there was barely a plan A. At least we have the option to change the personnel and the formation and to move players, move players around. So that kind of isn't going to, wash with me. But something's not quite right. I don't disagree that Ollie Palmer is, where is his best position? Can he play in the front three? Don't really see it. Is that why he's been dropped off to play more of that kind of cam role? I'd argue that we should just go for it now and stick Drin and Holman up front as a front two partnership for the rest of the season and let them see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? You got both of them are live wires, can do the unpredictable.
Holman is our Glatzel replacement, and it was always Drinnen and Glatzel as the front two.
Well, yeah, exactly. So why can't I forget which game it was where they played them as a really close Holman and Drinnen as a really close front two, and you could see the chemistry was there. And then the next game it was all changed, and they've never gone back to creating that kind of dynamic up front. And I think that there's something in it. But yeah, now, and I'll go back to my original point, which was, regardless of the injuries, it's now a case of strongest 11 every single week. If the stated aim is promotion, minutes can fuck off, right, for the players right now. I really, if they want to be successful as players, they want a promotion on their CV. So actually, the number of minutes they get, they shouldn't fucking care about at this stage of the season. If they were good enough, they'd have been in. They'll be one of those players that are in that starting 11. That's the pressure they should be feeling. Okay, rather than, this week I'm going to get 30 minutes, and then we've got another game on the Tuesday night, so I'm guaranteed to get 45 minutes. Fuck off. You earn the right to be in that team. Okay, you pull your socks up in training, you work fucking hard, and if you do well enough when you get on the pitch, you get to stay in the team the following week. Let's have a little bit of that now for the next 10 games, shall we? And turn it round a little bit.
What's interesting about that, and Woody, I'll bring you in at this point, is I think one of the reasons Holloway was most frustrated in his post-match was because he said that he didn't recognise the team from what had been an excellent training in the build-up to the game. So what do you think it is that's causing the translation from the training pitch to the football pitch not to happen?
Well, it depends what he's saying when well at training, because if he's talking about that they were scoring loads of goals on attack and really well at training, well, they're training against our defence. So it's not going to. It's not. I mean, he's not going to turn around and say it's been a bad training week, is he? He's never going to say that. But what's going wrong? What's translating? I think, like Mark said, is there? I mean, the players have to take some responsibility here, right? I think this is more of an all round as we're getting towards this bit, this part of the season. But is there too much information being put onto the players to, at 1 minute we could be playing a back three, which would be a totally different back three to the second half of the second half, and all of this. And whilst football players are football players, right? You want to learn those patterns of play, which obviously, like Mark said, we haven't had. I don't think I've not. Obviously, I didn't see a single home game in February, pretty much. But it's like I don't really recall a game where I've seen a pattern of play of any sort, or us having any certain attacking intent where we utilise our strengths and expose the opposition's weakness. And I think, and this is the other thing, and I mentioned this probably around October time, was it October where we went down a little bit in form for a couple of games? I think it might have been October. And I said on the back of one of his post matches was one thing that irritates me a little bit. We want to be, and he believes we're one of the best teams in this league. So why are we constantly adapting to what the opposition are doing? In terms of why? Yes, you should watch, you should look for their weaknesses and things like that. But it feels like he just picks a squad based on what the opposition might do, rather than actually, do you know what? Let's go out there and play to our fucking strengths. And like I said, I know I slated him earlier, but Palmer in that 10 behind the two, it works well. But there are better options in there, in my opinion. So it's like, we talk about all of those players. There's some players that, for me, put him on the bench, bring him on for the last 20 minutes to ruffle the defenders. You've got Hoyler. Are we using him properly? Bowden's back. I'm actually quite glad that Bowden scored on Saturday because I'm hoping that gives him a bit of a, that kind of magic that apparently we're waiting to see because, he is another player that his experience, he's got a bit of the experience meets the agility a little bit. He's still got a bit of movement in his body. But I agree with Mark. I think we're into this now. Holloway needs to pick a system, formation, tactics, whatever you want, that he thinks is going to win the next 10 games, win us promotion, and then he has the same 11. Right, mate, your boy's injured, take him out, put somebody else in. Stop adapting to what the opposition might fucking do. Because that is clearly what he's doing. That is the only reason you would change the squad. It's not even an unpredictability thing anymore. At the beginning of the season, I'll hold my hand up. I think a few of us went, I quite like the fact that he might change it next week. He might change it next week. We couldn't predict. But that's because it was working. And now it's getting to the stat that we've had January, we've lost Finley Munro, and all of this kind of stuff. By the way, I think that the amount of times he keeps saying that, I think I start to feel a bit sorry for Batty. Apparently, Batty was really good on Saturday. And I'm sat there going like, yeah. And it's like, can we stop talking about Finley Munro now? Because it's a bit harsh on Batty when you brought him in as that replacement. And stop using it as an excuse because whilst Finley Munro was class, he wasn't the sole reason we were where we were. For me, where we're going wrong is I think he's either overloading them with information in these supposedly great training weeks, or he's too afraid to pick his favourite best 11. I genuinely believe I think he's too afraid to pick his best 11 because he's worried about that contract way up and he's worried about upsetting different players in the team. He gives us all that talk about players understand if they're not starting or not in the squad. Yeah, because they know they're probably going to, as Mark said, they know they're probably going to play in 2 weeks' time.
Jamie has made a great point for half of the Fools group. After the cameo Saturday, there's an Old Acre redemption story coming, mark my words. Mark, I'm just going to go and fill up my drink, but I'm going to leave you with this comment to start us off with and also ask you to follow up on the fact that maybe we were a bit fortunate to be given a penalty, but it's Elliot's one here. You know what will happen? We'll finish in the playoffs, get knocked out in the semis, and all we'll hear is how much better we did than last season, because I know that's a particular bugbear for you at the moment.
Oh, it is, absolutely. I mean, the fact
let me get a popcorn. Wait a minute, Mark.
He's playing with the buttons again. No, we've exceeded our points total by 1 point versus last year. That's understood. That's an accepted truth. It's actually a fact. I get that. But unless we go up, okay, it means nothing. It just means another season of failure. So I will not accept the argument, okay, that because we've got more points than last year, that we've been more successful. Well, we've actually got a lot more players. We've got a lot better players than the squad that we had last year. It couldn't have been much worse. So I don't know what you guys think, but would you view that as progression, Ben, if we get to the end of the season with more points than we finished last season, but didn't go up?
No, we failed if we've not gone up. As simple as that. We failed last season, and we would have failed again this season. It's no yardstick where we did better. We've had a bigger budget this year, and we started a lot better. So yeah, no, if we don't go up this year, even if it's playoff defeat, then it's not good enough. We failed. Yeah, so yeah, let's not bring up what's better than last year, because like it means shit.
But it is going to be a hot topic of conversation. I mean, obviously, part of taking the pressure off of the players is to show that you are progressing as a squad, and by having more points, it could be argued that we have seen progression on the pitch. Don't forget, the argument has already been said by Holiday. This time last year, we were fighting relegation down the bottom end of the table. Every single excuse that's in the playbook that could potentially be used has already been spoken about this season. There was the initial expectation setting at the start of the season, and that has turned into a good run. We had a really purple patch where we were picking up results every week, and at times looked completely unbeatable. That gave way to a bit of a wobble, and then the pressure was, the players were called out for it. October, November time, I can certainly remember that. And obviously, since January, the perpetual excuse of Finley Monroe, and I'm going to mention it again now because Fifey's back, and obviously he doesn't want to hear that. So, it is an excuse. But the fact is, we do have more points than last year. So, Woody, convince me it's progression.
Well, it's progression, but it's not success. So it's like I just think that I don't buy into it either, because it was a low bar last season. We were massively shit, and Holloway deserves the credit for getting us where we finished last season. But that's relevant now. He's been given a good backing. For me, he's got a good squad, or is it? I don't know. Maybe we should ask ourselves that question. But for me, there's no success without promotion this season. It'll be a failure, and I think when we think about what's the difference measure, I don't really care about last season. We changed manager halfway through last season. It was a positive change of manager. It was a positive back-in, and it's irrelevant. So yeah, he needs to just stop saying it, in my opinion.
Mike says serving Bovril is progression, but it's not success.
Exactly.
It's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Okay, we need to talk about injury time. Ben, I'll come to you. It looks to everyone like Swindon had snatched the 3 points where maybe we hadn't deserved it. The sign of a great team, as many would say, and that would probably be how we'd be describing it if things had turned out the way they were supposed to and the game was managed properly. But Bodin did step up. He showed that class. He showed that composure, and he put the ball in the net in the 91st minute. Swindon were coming home with 3 massive points until it all turned to shit. And Crawley, with essentially the last move of the game, got it down their left-hand side. As I described earlier, the ball got put back across the area, and it seemed to just trickle all on its own for about an hour with absolutely nobody reacting to it. And the next thing you see is Junior Hoylett is going to get there and clear the danger. And then he sees Gordon, absolutely shits himself, doesn't do anything. And Gordon, credit to him, great strike, great finish. There are questions, though, of other defenders. I know there's a suggestion Batty was in Ripley's way. I question the fact that Ripley didn't even attempt to save it. No defender has got out to the ball, and they've left it to the attack-minded Junior Hoylett to shit himself when Gordon's got near him. What was your take on injury time, Ben?
Well, we'll start with the bowling goal. From the moment we equalised, that was our best time of the match. It was coming. We could have easily have gone 2-1 up 2 or 3 times after that. And then you think, that's it. We've broken them. And, if you look at the goal and how the Crawley players reacted. They all fell on their arse. It was done. Maybe we were a little over-attacking with the players because we were trying to get the winner, but we just didn't defend very well at all towards the back end of the game. The goal itself, he shouldn't have got taken down to the bar line. Someone should have got the tackle, blocked the tackle, or taken the player before the cross had even come in. Then there was the cutback, whether that he meant to cut it all the way back to Gordon or it was just a blind pullback and hoping someone would get there. I don't know. It seems to play it behind the whole team. Someone should have been there really, or just covering. They should have been back there in numbers. Hoylett, Hoylett is a natural attacker, so he's not naturally going to pick up, or his reaction is not to naturally pick up danger signs. That's a more defensive role. But he was really slow to react, and he's not the quickest anyway. And he's sort of like very quickly jogged. I'm not going to say sprint to it. Gordon got there first. It's a good strike, but again, it was through a crowd of players. Someone should have just thrown themselves at the ball, or just gone to throw themselves at Gordon just to put him off the shot. That didn't happen. And then, but it was a great strike into the corner hit at pace, and he's going through a lot of players. And Ripley loving, but I think out of all the errors, and there was about 4 leading to the goal itself, his is the least one because he's not going to see it too late, and he just sort of whizzed past him. But it was shit. It was a poor goal to concede. There's loads of points where he should have been stopped or seen or cleared or blocked, and it was just at that time in the 98th minute. Everyone needs to be switched on. Everyone needs to be alert to the danger. And it's like, over my fucking dead body, are you scoring? And that didn't happen. And it was dozy. And I don't understand at that late stage of the game, well, all you need to do is just clear it. And at that point, really, if we had cleared it, there's like 30, 40 seconds left. We'd broken them. We win the game, and that was such a huge. It would have been the 3 points would have been absolutely massive.
The answer was simple because the hole was there. The shot was always going to go on, and it was in a really bad area for the defense. The answer was a Brexit tackle, red card taken for the team.
Exactly. That was the Someone should have taken one. It's anything but it was fucking brilliant. He probably did it 10 times. He probably scores that twice. How many times you play like that and it goes miles over the bar or flies off sideways and it's the corner flag? It was a perfect strike. Fair play to him, but it was fucking wank defending. It really was dozy. And I'm quite pleased they were kicking off with each other at full time, because there really needs to be a lot of finger pointing, because there's probably about 4 or 5 players that could have done better and they didn't, and got what we deserved.
I will add as well, not to just make him the scapegoat for that second goal, but the original ball across as well. Have a look at Euler's position in there as well. The original ball that goes across the field, and then watch his reaction. Again, I understand. I get Ben's point. He's an attacking-minded player, but he's also a very experienced pro.
Yeah,
we're seeing out the game in a game that we would be very lucky to get 3 points out of. You lose that ball, and maybe me and you are just maybe speaking too straightforward grassroots, but it's you get back and you defend. You make sure that you get that game back in front of you, and you can contribute defensively. And at the end of the day, if Kellen Gordon's down that side, Hoylett has a little bit of responsibility there as well. So can we double up? And is that a coaching element potentially? Yeah, is it a coaching element potentially? But yeah, and if you're not going to get back early enough, as Mark said, I know it might have ended up in the red, and we probably it wouldn't have ended up in the red. It would have ended up in a potential penalty, or even he might have actually won the fucking ball. But it's So
you sound more and more like me every week, buddy.
I'm not quite that bad. But yeah, but it just comes back to that argument that we were all saying about experienced pros. I mean, Holloway said in his post-match, maybe I should pay my experienced players more often. And I'm like, well, no, actually, because it's yes, on one end, but on the other, it's the experienced pros that are letting us down a few times as well. So
yeah,
just play your best. Just play your best pros.
Best 11.
Play your best pros. If you're good enough, you're experienced enough.
Okay. Does anyone want to add anything else about the Crawley game to this review? This has been fun.
Well,
I am jealous though. Apparently, the limbs after Bowden scored his goal was amazing. I'm a
It
bit
would have
jealous I
been.
wasn't there. Apparently, it was amazing. So fair play.
I'd imagine all game you're miserable as sin, moaning about everything, and then we get the win. It's like, oh, fuck, we managed that one, and then everyone's, we're in the top 3, we're in a great position now, and then you're on the
but
floor, aren't you?
we can afford to be that fickle. If we beat Milton Keynes at the weekend and we end up in second spot going into come 5 o'clock on Sunday, we'll be this conversation and what's gone before will all be forgotten, and that's what's going to happen. But that's not where we are right now. The only positive I will say is we are unbeaten in 2. So and obviously if we get a draw against Milton Keynes, 3 draws is as good as a win. So
Hey, Mark Williams is there going, go on to town.
Who?
Luke Williams, not Mark Williams. He plays snooker.
That's your brother.
Mark Williams, the secret
Like
Swindon fan.
a
Loving it.
hybrid Mark Kennedy, Luke Williams combination. Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, as we said, there are a couple of games of intrigue and interest tomorrow night.
Yes.
We will have a much better idea of the lay of the land by the time we preview our MK Dons game on Friday night show. Do keep your eyes out, as I'm appearing on an MK Dons one. I think it's one you did earlier in the season, Woody, if I remember correctly.
I wonder why they didn't ask me to come back. They said they were going to ask me back, bastards. Fucking hate
And to Gillingham, Brexit means Brexit on Tuesday. Ainsworth, do your thing.
We will obviously discuss this more at length on Friday. Woody, that just leaves us to round up what was in, I used the words interest and intrigue about the fixtures tomorrow night in League Two. Certainly an interesting and intriguing weekend for our local women's sides.
Yeah, I went to watch Swindon Keynsham.
You did?
I was expecting a dominant performance from Swindon, but I wasn't expecting a scoreline of 8-0. I mean, to be brutally honest, I was chatting to Mia Mugford after the game, but Keynsham didn't really. I think Coxey still had clean boots, so it's and gloves and everything. So it's unfortunately it was a very fortunately it's a very, very dominant performance from Ridgewood's side. And as you can see, the Keynsham defence tiring. There was probably nothing worse than you want to see Helena Diaz-Butcher, Tiana Russell-Cartwright, and Gypsy Vivash, all players that play with a lot of pace, is exactly what you want to come up with in the last 20 minutes of the game. So, it's good. It was, that was an all right game. I took the little ones to it as well. It was River's first game. It's such a nice family atmosphere there on a match day, which was nice. The girls got their little autograph booklet things as well, so they were chuffed. Although it was weird because I was talking to players asking for their autograph, knowing that they had played for me like 5 years ago. So I just go get the signing on form from 5 years ago, just copy and paste it into the book. But it was good. Obviously, my pick of the week that I didn't go to myself, but that was always the plan. Was Bassett Bitton, a very, very surprising result for Bassett. I was quite surprised at that loss. 2-0 loss. So it's it was
on that one. Do you think it's one eye on the league and particularly what's to come next week, or do you think it was, without having not been at the game, do you think it's just one of those days at the office that every team has from time to time?
To be honest, I think in the women's game, particularly at that level, I don't think they really go that way inclined as to one eye on the league, one eye on the cup. It's every game. I mean, you look at the squad that James Valley is. It was a very strong squad he named. I think I saw the starting 11 on the goddamn stinking poll. I saw the starting 11, and it was a strong starting 11 as well. So I guess the weird thing about it was just the fact that obviously Bitton had lost 3-1 already at Bassett this season. So yeah, a strange one for Bassett not to score as well. Are they ruined not having Maddie Elliott anymore? I don't know, but it's
Well, longer term fans of Pools will be glad to know that dear friend of the show, Miss Alice Bowden, did get joint player of the match, despite the
former
loss.
sponsor Reese.
For multi-time sponsory, and there are currently discussions been going on today about her next FRI appearance. Do I think it will be Friday? Probably not, but never say never.
No. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the big one next weekend, which we'll talk about on Friday, wasn't it? So, and then Corsham, I knew that was going to be a difficult game. It's a horrible pitch where they won 3-2 to Downend.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Cara today. Obviously, is coaching with me now and she plays for Corsham. I was chatting to her and she was saying that the pitch was awful. So that they were just.
Sorry.
I'm
so sorry.
Shit! Nobody's there to do the highlight. Bob it! Oh no, Ben, are we just about to witness our first death?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're right, Pricey.
No, I'm joking. Thought I was drowning.
No, you're not joking because you're talking.
Drowning on a drink of water.
I don't know. That's the second time today as well.
Just swallow your drink, man.
Sorry,
But
do
yeah.
carry on about Caution.
No, that was about it really. The youngster who plays for me as well, Nancy, scored 2 goals, which I was well chuffed for her about. Her first goals in adult football. So well done, Nancy. She won't be watching this, but well done, Nancy.
Congratulations to Nancy.
So good. Up the course.
Up the
Out
course.
the course. Out the
He
course.
says with a Bassett top in the back of his.
As we've alluded to, it is the big return fixture, the big FRI local derby on Mothering Sunday. What a time for that game to be played as well. But we will talk about that more on Friday. Mark has had to drop off as we went well past the time that he was scheduled to be on tonight's show. But this has been a lot of fun. Aaron was great value. And you guys have been fantastic as always. I feel like there was some sort of local notice I was supposed to put out, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was.
Kit men have been hacked.
Well, yeah, the kit men have been hacked. The news of the supporters club collection is still being posted all over socials. So please, if you are able to donate, please do. If you haven't seen it, there's an opportunity to meet some of the players over breakfast somewhere in Tadpole Village that I've never heard of before. I'm sure it's lovely. You don't need to book. You can just turn up. That's how little I suppose they're expecting the crowd to turn up. Craig, that's what it was going to be. If you haven't seen it on our socials, Craig is running the Bath Half Marathon this weekend in support of Sands. All the details, again, are across all of our socials. We send Craig our very best wishes. I'm sure he's going to smash it once again. If you are in a position to support him with any donation from 50p upwards, he would very much appreciate it. Wasn't that today the breakfast? I don't know. I only saw the news come up today. I mean, that would be a very Swindon-y thing to do, to put the news out today that breakfast was today. It would
Join us for breakfast 2 hours ago.
No, Pete, thank you. It's been a pleasure. But from myself, from Ben, from Woody, from Mark, from Aaron, James is sure it was. Maybe it was. But the news was only shared on social media today. It seems very weird. But anyway, from everyone at FRI HQ, have a fantastic week. We will see you again on Friday, where we will either still be 2 points behind MK Dons, or we could even be as far as 5 behind. And then it's a very different conversation again. But that is for then, whereas this is for now. Good night.
Oh.
back again, like mates down the pub. Heart on sleeve, never tame. Yeah. From the chanting in the stands to the tackles flying in. Home and away, red blood, white shirt, where the fools rush in.
I will put that back on, but I just want everyone to know, sort of behind the scenes look, everyone fucking disappears when the credits comes on, except for me. I'm still fucking sat here.
Fuck that one up, Spikey. Look.
Fools rushing. Yeah, we're back again, like mates down the pub. Heart on sleeve, never tame. Yeah, from the chanting in the stands to the tackles flying in. Home and away, red blood, white shirt, where the fools rush in. Passion, debates, laugh, rants, late nights, Woody, Ben, Nick, Rich, Walter, Kieran, side by side, Craig and Ned, Joe and Mark, Art, Gary in the dark, and now we got Barry in. Yeah, the gang's all in.
Fools rushing like we're chasing one more win. We'll make you laugh, make you cry, feel happy, feel angry inside. Fools rushing like a last minute swing, just like back in Swindon's time.
We go up, we fall down. From the goals that lift the roof, unit grows when it goes wide. We argue, we agree, but you're all here on the right. Fight by jumping in the chat. Every story, every stat. Thank you for watching, for listening, commenting back. Save our tires on the border. That's recruitment in our corner. This is our club, our crowd. Turn it up a little louder.
Fools rushing like we're chasing one more